Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a cold Monday afternoon, March the 2nd. We're in the beautiful month of March, so let's get it. Let's make March a great month. So, thank you for watching on this Monday afternoon, March the 2nd, 2026. Once again, right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling Channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below, and subscribe to my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, and in the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments because you'll get sent to the Shadow Realm. And just like Iran, you pretty much be SOL. You know what that means. And if you don't know, well, too bad. Fuck around and find out. You know what it means. What's that? But don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely like Iran is doing right now. And then Ozzy and Satan will pretty much come out and eat your soul. So don't do it. Go on somebody else's channel, do that shit, because you ain't gonna do it on mine. And if you don't like it, then cry some more, you little bitch. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, like I said before, you're SOL. And you better know what that means, because if not, well, that's too bad for you. And that's that. And for brand newbies out here, if you're coming to my channel for the very first time, you like what you see, if you like wrestling, music, sports, whatever, then you came to the right place. So, when you do subscribe, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, put your stinky feet up, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one. We got body armor here, we got electrolytes. So, maybe later we'll drink some Pepsi, but we'll see what happens with that. But whatever you're going to be drinking on this afternoon or morning, wherever you may be, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, put your stinky feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't? Well, get out of here. And go fuck yourself. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are hit March. We are under 5 weeks away to the Easter Bunny hopping along, and telling us spring is here. Well, we'll know spring is here in about 18 days, about 2 weeks from Thursday. Spring will officially begin. And, well, we're getting a taste of it this weekend here in the Northeast. 63 degrees by Sunday into early next week, maybe a 65. Ooh, that looks good. If it wasn't so cloudy, it'd be really nice. But we'll see what happens. We're getting a little end of winter taste. We're getting a little ice storm tomorrow early, and then it transitions to rain, and then pretty much all rain for the rest of the week, which is fine. And then the temperature warms up pretty much after tomorrow. Temperatures be back to around 50, and then get into those 60s, and pretty soon we might get 70, 80. We don't need the winter jacket anymore. Put it away for another 6 to 8 months. But you never know when winter can wreak its head again, so. But hopefully tomorrow will be the last garbage, ice, snow, bleh day, and we'll start getting to springtime weather, which is nice. And then pretty soon those beaches will be open, and all you people be going on the beach, getting a tan, all you ladies with those thong bikinis, and just having fun. And then the summer comes, spring break, summer vacation, all that good shit. Be coming your way in about a little over 3 months from now. So, got a couple more months to go, and then summer vacation. We'll be on the beach somewhere. That's not pretty much it. But enjoy it while you can. And we move on with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday. We got Monday Night Raw coming your way tonight from Indianapolis, Indiana. The aftermath of a pretty mid Elimination Chamber. I'll be doing the Chamber review a little bit later, because I want to do this video. I gotta go out for a little bit, see my therapist, then come back. Then I'll do the review. Maybe get the TNA review up up later today. And then tonight, your AEW Collision and Dynamite reviews will be coming your way right here on the channel. And then tomorrow, we'll talk about Monday Night Raw. Get you ready for... Actually, tomorrow night, we'll talk about Raw because I do have to go to the dentist tomorrow and I won't be home until late because I have a lot to do tomorrow. We're going the mid-south, you know what I mean? We gotta get Roto-Rooter on the mouth. I don't know how that's gonna go. Hopefully I can eat and talk. But we'll see what happens with that. So, Raw review becoming late tomorrow night. And then let's talk about NXT sometime mid-afternoon on Wednesday. Then try to get back to a normal schedule. Hopefully by this weekend. But like I said, I'm very busy with life. Because I have a life, unlike certain people I know. But it is what it is. But I'm going to enjoy it. Hopefully get through this week. And then pretty much after this week, I'm pretty much smooth sailing till Easter. So we got that. And I'll be here till pretty much September before I go on my mini vacation. But we'll see what happens at that. I don't even have it planned yet. So probably won't have it planned till after Memorial Day. So that's coming up pretty soon. But I digress. But I hope everybody is going to have a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you have a great March. And if not, well, too bad for you. That's that. Alright, like I said, we got Raw coming up tonight. But earlier this morning, we had the third Hall of Fame induction. And this has been a long time coming. I have petitioned for years to get this tag team in the Hall of Fame. And earlier this morning, the Inductaker, or the Undertaker, the GOAT of all GOATs of the modern era, he made the announcement that probably one of the greatest tag teams in the WWF in the 80s, early 90s, multiple-time tag team champions, two managers, by the way. One was Mr. Fuji, one early was Classy Freddie Blassie, I believe. I might be hesitant to say Harvey Wimpelwin was their manager, but I do remember Mr. Fuji and I think Classy Freddie Blassie managed this great tag team, which had two original members. Then they brought in Bryan Adams to play Crush. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, finally, Demolition is in the Hall of Fame, thanks to The Undertaker, who announced it this morning. Finally, Axe and Smash are in the Hall of Fame. It took how many years? Now all we gotta get is Miss Elizabeth. Right, Liz?
That's right, Mr. Joseph. I need to get in. I need to be with Randy. He's showing me his ring all the time.
I know. But Macho Man Hall of Fame, Miss Elizabeth gonna get in too. I know, Randy. But Axe and Smash and hopefully Crush will be getting in the Hall of Fame. I really think they gotta give something to Bryan Adams, the late great Bryan Adams. Not that Bryan Adams, the singer, but the wrestler Bryan Adams, who you might know in another tag team with a certain guy named Adam Bomb. You know him. The H-Bombs, whatever they were calling WCW. Bryan Adams had a nice little feud with the Macho Man Randy Savage back at, it was WrestleMania 10 was the last time I think we seen Crush. Well, I know the Macho Man, but that was there too for WrestleMania 10. That wild match. But which Macho Man won by hanging Crusher upside down. That was crazy. But anyway, Axe and Smash are in the Hall of Fame, and I assume that Brian Clark was Crush. I could be wrong. Let me fact check that, because you know how people are going to it's Brian Clark, you moron! So, I think it was Brian Clark. No, I was right the first time. Bryan Adams. Not the singer Bryan Adams, because he has a Y in his name. I think. But anyway, whatever. But I'm finally glad they get in. but they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame by who? I would think, and it'll make sense for the Usos to induct them because they really the New Day broke their record, and then the Usos broke that record. Just saying. So it could be both. Who knows? And then they had one of the most epic theme songs in the 1980s, next to Hogan's, next to Bad Street of Energy, you know, that one. But, I mean, Power Driver, the rest of the album, 2, wouldn't be anything without Rick Derringer, God rest his mighty soul. And that banging track, Demolition, I mean, it was epic. But I digress on that. Clad in black leather and spikes, kind of like a homage to another great tag team, Hall of Famers, the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. Well, you know, that guy. They steamrolled into WWE from parts unknown. We still don't know what that is. Let's ask I'd ask Mr. Warrior if where it is. Hey, Hellwig! Where's parts unknown, you idiot? Skittles! My sidekick! Okay, never mind. Anyway, parts unknown in the late 1980s made it painfully clear that they were going to demolish any tag team that stood in their path. Killer Bees, Strike Force, Power and Glory. Who else? Damn. Rhythm and Blues. That's Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine, by the way. There was so many they beat. It was insane. The Brainbusters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, who they kind of went back and forth with. It was insane. They bulldozed through the tag team division, captured the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 4 in Atlantic City, New Jersey, which we all know that one, where Macho Man Randy Savage won the tournament, thanks to Hogan. And then we all know what happened the year after that, WrestleMania 5 in Atlantic City, where Hogan won the belt from Macho Man, where the Mega Powers exploded. Anyway, started one of the most iconic reigns in WWE history. They dominated the WWE for basically a year and a half, 478 days, a record that stood for 28 years, which then the New Day, we all know, in 2015 and 16, broke that at 484, which then got smashed by the Usos, who went like almost 1,000 days as tag team champions. And their reign was insane. But anyway, so they're still alive. Axis Smash, you know, Smash is Barry Darsow. We all know him as the Repo Man. Among some of his other gimmicks, Axis, he's still around. I met him years ago. Him and Smash, I met a couple years ago at a convention. I wish I had the autograph from Axe, but I can't find it. But I have met them. I'm just saying. I don't have pictures with them, but I have the autograph somewhere. But anyway, they were just an amazing tag team. Mostly they're doing conventions now because they're old as fuck. But, you know, still around. I think Barry Darsow is an agent in WWE right now. I could be wrong, but probably just home sitting at home with his Social Security checks. Who knows? But, you know, they did come to my area to do an autograph signing. I was there. I didn't get their autographs. I met them. I shook their hands. Blah blah blah. But in any event, they look pretty damn good. This was a couple years ago, so they were just there. They didn't wrestle. Obviously, they can't because they were like 70, 80 years old. But an amazing tag team. I believe they might have. No, maybe not. I don't think they fought LOD, because LOD came later in WWF/E. Demolition was gone by like the early 90s. So, but an amazing tag team. They faced a lot of great tag teams, and it's great that they're going into the Hall of Fame with AJ Styles, with Stephanie McMahon. I think AJ should headline the list. Cena's going in. We don't know yet, but this is entrant number 3, and we basically got about 5-6 week, about 6 weeks till WrestleMania. So, there might be a couple more down the pipe. So, we have to stay tuned to the news pretty much all this month and heading into April. And that's pretty much that. The Hall of Fame ceremony was announced. It's going to be at the Park MGM, and it's going to start at midnight here in the States. So we're probably going to see it on Netflix. I don't know where we're going to see it, Peacock, wherever. But yeah, it's going to happen at midnight. So after SmackDown, which ends at 11, they're going to go right to the Park MGM, which I hope is close to whatever arena they're going to be in Vegas. Because they'll be in there that weekend, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. So, we'll see what happens at that. I don't think it'll be that far. So, I think all the wrestlers, the production crew, well, maybe not the production crew per se, but, the camera crew, the fans are going to be probably going there. Unless it's just for, the wrestlers and the agents and families, such shit like that. I don't think, it'd be nice for some fans to be there, but, you know how fans are, but especially those Hall of Fame ones. Bret Hart, anyone? Yeah. I think the Hall of Fame should go back to what it used to be and just be, back in the 80s, early 90s. There was just at one place, and it was just wrestlers and family. Didn't really need the fans that much, but we'll see what happens with that, and hopefully we don't get another fan incident, or it would just be insane. But, that's that. Alright, so we have AJ Styles, Stephanie McMahon, hi Steph, and Demolition, Axe and Smash in the 2026 class of the Hall of Fame. See who's next. Then we have the tag team, we have the woman, we have a guy, we need a manager as, I don't know who, and then maybe another tag team. Maybe the Jumping Bomb Angels, maybe, the Glamour Girls, I don't know. So we'll see what happens next, and who is next in the next 6 weeks or so. But congrats to Demolition, very happy, very well deserved. It's about goddamn time. And that's all I gotta say about that. Now if you can get people like Melina, Gail Kim, Mickie James, people like that, then we're getting somewhere. So, Hunter, you're starting to do a little bit of good things, man. Demolition's one. If you can get Melina and Mickie James, Gail Kim, people like that, Miss Elizabeth, then I'll take everything I said back from you, from the Hall of Fame. I'll actually start liking the Hall of Fame a little bit more. But I'm happy today for Demolition, and that's all that matters. And that's it. For Axe, Smash, and the late, great Bryan Adams. That's Crush, or Kona Crush, whatever you will. And that's that. Alright guys, leave me your thoughts. Leave me your thoughts. I'll get it out of my mouth. That's what she said. Leave me your thoughts about Demolition getting into the Hall of Fame. Who could possibly be next? Cena? We'll see. And, that's all I gotta say about that. Alright guys, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to my therapist session in a little bit. But I'll be back in about a couple hours to do my Elimination Chamber review. Do a little quickie thoughts review. And then get right into TNA for this past Thursday. Get you ready for Monday Night Raw a little bit later on. And then after Raw, we'll talk about Dynamite and Collision. And then late tomorrow night, we'll talk about Raw. And then Wednesday afternoon, we'll talk about NXT. And get you ready for Dynamite and then everything else. So it should be a great week of wrestling. We got Vengeance Day this Saturday night for NXT. So we got all that. Lots of stuff to talk about. So please hit that bell. Turn on all notifications. You don't miss anything this week. And that's it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. And until next time, if you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Remember it, because there might be a test. And that's that. But until next time, peace. Demolition. Yes.